And it wasn't that I found the touch bar something that was difficult to use. It was workable.
Because I just do not like voiceover on the Mac. I find it cumbersome. So
I'm sorry, it hurts my soul. It hurts so bad.
Wow. I did receive my iPhone 12 Pro Max and people detection.
2, 1, 0.
I have the Mophie guy that charges it has the Qi thing for the phone, and it has the thing for the AirPods, and it has a place for your watch.
Oh.
And I like it because it puts your watch up at like a 45-degree angle, so it makes it just easier to grab it or to check the time really fast.
I was gonna say, what, to see it? Does it make it easier?
Yeah, to see it. I gotta roll over and look at my nightstand mode.
iPhone charger cures blindness.
I think it's called the 3-in-1 charger.
I love the Target app.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most accessible
Isn't
app.
it?
It's more
very, very
accessible than
nice.
Amazon. I'm fighting with Amazon right now. We'll get to that anyway. But
Ira just started that deal with Starbucks in certain cities across the United States where you get free time there, and now they have even a bonus right now that you get 15 minutes if you use it. You get 15 minutes to use elsewhere too.
And this pandemic has really been kind of a boon for Ira, right? In a really twisted sort of way. It's hugely advantageous for people to have a little bit of visual assistance when they want to keep their distance.
Live from the Blind Ability Studio, this is Tech Ability Show. I'm Jeff Thompson, and with me is Serina Gilbert. How are you doing, Serina?
I'm well, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Raqi, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Jeff?
I
guess you already said you're doing good.
I'm still doing good. That's amazing. 10 seconds
good.
in. Angie, how are you?
Excellent.
And you know how I'm doing, right?
Yes, I do.
So, we had a healthy Mac attack this week. Anybody biting on it? Are you going to go get one? Anyone want one?
I do. I'm just so curious. I want to play so bad.
Me too.
The curiosity.
Killed the cat, right?
I'm just so curious. I've been waiting for them to refresh it's a hard call too because they're so similar, the two models are so similar.
You gotta go with the Pro. If you want to play with the big girls, gotta get off the porch.
I've had machines with that touch bar before and I flipped them. And it wasn't that I found the touch bar something that was difficult to use. It was workable. Harder with no escape key. Now we have an escape key and you can't dual boot anymore. Boot camp, the best of both worlds, right? I don't know that I'd want the touch bar again. I'd rather like the function keys back again. And it's just a aesthetic.
Now the Mac Air does have the function keys,
yeah.
And some are even enhanced.
It does. It actually has some dedicated function keys. It has a key for do not disturb and
Dictation.
yeah.
Now I know it's no replacement for the F keys, but Big Sur, the latest operating system for the Mac, has added the control center to the extra menu bar. So let's take a look at the control center option up in the menu's extra bar. We'll start out by hitting VO, which is control option M.
Menu bar Apple.
We'll do it again, control option M,
Menu extras. Battery 84%.
and we're in the menu extras. Starting from left to right, we'll hit the VO right arrow and see what's up here.
Battery 84%. Wi-Fi connected. 3 bars. Eject. Time machine. Search.
I like the quick response of the search. You just activate it and boom, you're in the Spotlight search.
Spotlight. Spotlight search. Window. Blank. Search text field.
And when we get out of this, by hitting the escape key up in the upper left-hand corner, we can pop right back up to the menu's extra bar by hitting, once again, the VO keys, control option M twice. And it brings us right to search.
Menu bar Apple. Menu extras. Search.
Proceeding to the right, VO right arrow,
Control center. Siri. Sunday 8:07.
and there we go. So let's go back to the control center. We'll VO left arrow twice,
Control center.
and then we'll hit VO space.
Application. Control center. System dialog.
And now let's see what kind of goodies we got in the control center. While in control center, I hit the right arrow. So VO right arrow, and that'll bring me through this grid. It's laid out like 1, 2, 3, then the next row would be 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8, 9, in such a manner. So you just don't want to hit the down arrow to see what's there. It's not a list, it's more of a grid pattern.
Do not disturb. Actions available. Bluetooth selected. AirDrop selected. Keyboard brightness. Screen mirroring 15%. Display brightness. 75%. Sound volume. AirPlay audio. Music. Play. Next.
That's kind of neat to have these all readily handy just by a few clicks of the keyboard. All of these have some form of interaction that you can do. You can change the levels of the volume, or you can change the brightness if you so desire. What you may have noticed is the notifications is not at the tail end of this list in the menu extra bar. And the shortcut to get there now is VO, Control Option, and the letter O. A couple other shortcut commands are VO and the letter N for notification, and VO-N twice for announcements. So there you go. That's the control center up in the menu's extra bar. So Angie, have you checked out what you get in trade-in yet for your 2020?
Nope. I'm trying not to because I'm gonna want it even more. I'm gonna go next week. I was gonna go this Friday, but I'm gonna wait and go next week and play with them and see what I come away feeling like, and then I'll decide if I do anything.
I bet she does it.
Oh God, I don't know.
And Serina, who really doesn't care for the Macs anymore, I actually heard that you were like teased a little bit.
I just wish that I could take the nice MacBook but have it be a Windows PC, because I just do not like VoiceOver on the Mac. Especially because I use Windows for work and for my personal use mostly, and I find it cumbersome. So the computers sound amazing, but I just want Windows on it.
It hurts so bad. I'm sorry, it hurts my soul. It hurts so bad.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
We can pause for a moment here. We got time.
Sorry, I'm
That was
having a
so
moment.
dramatic,
I'm sorry.
Raqi. Like,
That was-
seriously.
I apologize. It wasn't meant to. It was the way like, oh, it's so cumbersome. No, what was the word? Was it? It's so
It
cumbersome.
was
Or
cumbersome,
something that,
and that is 100% accurate. It's cumbersome.
The adjective cumbersome is usually defined as burdensome, troublesome.
Oh, hi Serina. Thank you very much for meeting me. I'm very glad that you have given me this opportunity to try to convince you to switch over to VoiceOver on the Mac. Now, oh, okay. Do you hear that ticking sound? Yes. It's slow. It's very rhythmic. Yes. Do you find yourself getting sleepy? Your eyelids are getting heavy. Yes. Clear your mind. You are now asleep. Yes. So, you do not want to use JAWS. You want to buy yourself a Mac. You want to upgrade to Big Sur, and you want to use VoiceOver. And at the sound of my voice, and at the snap of my fingers, you will wake up, and you will buy a Mac in the Apple Store. 1, 2, 3.
it's just so, because I remember that feeling too when I first got mine, and I know what that feels like when you've used Windows for 20 years, and then you have to think,
Right here on Tech Abilities, we have a breakdown.
When I made the switch from my Windows experience to the Mac, I did it after using my iPhone with Bluetooth keyboard. So I was able to just hit the ground running with we talked about this last week, Raqi, a little bit. That was the transition period for me. That's how I was able to do it. Yeah, I mean, the layered commands with VoiceOver, that tends to throw people off. Even with the caps lock being able to be used as the modifier, it's a tough transition to make.
I think people just forget about like the trackpad and some of the other things that
Trackpad commander, keyboard commander,
that make life a little easier and quicker.
and the fact that Mac OS is just so keyboard centric anyway. You don't have to use VoiceOver commands.
But power JAWS users are used to navigating everything from the keyboard, and they're fast as heck. They can whip around.
I was.
Yeah.
I used to use my desktops in laptop mode all the time so I could be faster.
Yeah. Yeah, I always do too. In fact, whenever I get a new JAWS machine, the first thing I do, I've got a couple of them downstairs, and the very first thing I do with every Windows machine is put it in laptop mode.
That's right. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I did use my trackpad commanders, and I went in to check out the app store on the Mac. And I went in there, and all I could do is go from the start to the end. But I couldn't get anywhere in between. Then I went out on my MacBook Pro, which I updated to Big Sur, and I'm getting a lot better at it. I'm able to move around and all that.
Good.
Did you figure out the 2-finger swipe left and right to interact and stop interacting? That can be a huge time saver.
It's a little bit different, but I was playing around with podcast app and the music app and all that, and it was working pretty good.
Nice.
I was able to navigate and actually get into it a little bit more and figure it out more. So they made some improvements. I'm using the Candidate 2 that comes out that everyone will have access to right now. So that's what I'm using. So it seems to be working better. But the PC, I heard that JAWS has a lot coming out this year on the 2020.
There's a lot that JAWS can do just generally that I don't think people even realize. Like the picture this function where you can have it recognize what's in a picture and read text out of a picture for you.
Yeah. Awesome.
The instant OCR, like VoiceOver can't do these things.
Yeah.
That's huge. How many times do you get sent an image or some weird PDF that's not accessible, and JAWS fixes that just built in. But the next iteration, which usually comes out right about now, so I'm surprised it's not already out. Maybe it'll be out when this releases. But what I'm excited to test out, and it'll probably be a gimmick for a little while, but they'll have a new feature where you can use voice commands with JAWS to change settings and things like that. And I just think that that's huge.
Hey, Sharky.
Because sometimes with JAWS, it's hard to figure out where exactly you change a setting or what was the keystroke for increasing the speed again. And now you can just use a voice command to do that. And I think that that's a big deal.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot you'll be able to do with it.
For some users, that's going to be
Yeah.
phenomenal. Especially for people that have to learn all those keystrokes that haven't really used Windows before with the screen reader and all of a sudden have to get used to navigating totally differently. You know, maybe they were mouse users first. This will be huge.
Or if they have motor issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal, the motor issues piece. And
Yes.
I'll have to read up on it because I'm not sure if you'll be able to like dictate with it or anything. I just saw some of the initial JAWS specific things you'll be able to do with it, but this is probably just the beginning for it.
Yeah. I was going to say, if they keep going in that direction, though, that will be really awesome. Could be potentially huge for people who have either tremors or just have issues with keyboard commands.
I'll throw a link in the show notes, but Freedom
is awesome.
Scientific does a great podcast that they talk all about their stuff. I think it comes out every bi-weekly or once a month at least.
FSCast, yeah, it's pretty frequent. I don't remember if it's how often it is. It's pretty
I think
frequent,
it's
though.
every couple weeks.
It's at least monthly. I think it's more often than that, though.
Yeah, they do a deep dive into everything that they're doing. So if you're interested in JAWS and what's new, what's coming out in their neck of the woods, pay attention to that one. It's a good one.
They also do a lot of training. I believe it's once a month, maybe, because it's always on Thursdays. I just forget which Thursday of the month. But they do live trainings as well where you can ask questions. And some of the training topics, and everyone knows me, have been using Google products with JAWS. And that's the big deal for me because that's why I could never switch to a Mac right now, because I use Google stuff exclusively pretty much to do almost everything.
Like docs and stuff?
Yeah, I use Docs, Sheets, I use the web-based Gmail, everything, and
Nice.
it makes life so much easier.
So I use Google from the Mac. Is there a reason that Google supposedly doesn't work with the Mac, or?
Well, it definitely says it works, but I've had quite a few Mac users use it in the browser, have it not work consistently, and have some trouble with it.
Interesting.
What if you do it with Chrome?
Because we use Google at work. I do it in Safari too. I'm not necessarily picky.
Yeah.
You know, we're a Windows-based environment, so if I have to use it, I'll use it. Certainly, I used it for decades before. I can live with it if I need be. But if I'm here at home and I have a choice, I'll pick up a Mac unless there's something that I can't do on it. That's really interesting because it seems to play nicely with Google and Microsoft now, much nicer than it did previously. Thankfully, because we are expected to kind of tie into both of those things. So it's a pain when you have to jump back and forth from one OS to another just because, this is using Microsoft Forms and these are using Google Sheets. And
They're supposedly making a universal version of Office. I saw this in another part of my tech news feed today. They're making a universal version of Office for the Mac. It's supposed to support the new Silicon as well as the Intel. It's a universal iteration of Word or Office for Mac. So.
The other thing I don't like about Microsoft Word is when they bring it up to the web, the accessibility just drops off.
yeah.
I like in Serina's situation, if I may, her company got a trainer, brought him in. She could get some time on that, but the whole company is using the whole Google suite. Now, I think I always learn something better if I'm forced into something, you know? Like, I did not boot camp my Mac when I first got it because I know exactly what I would have been doing. I would have been switching back over to the JAWS, you know, switching back and forth.
That was me too.
So I just went cold turkey right into it.
Same.
And if my company switched over to something, I would have to adapt to it. And, you force yourself through that learning curve and stuff like that. Serina, how long did it take you to get acclimated with Google to the point where you said, hey, this is all right?
Well, I committed to using it from the first day that he did the training and never opening Outlook again because Outlook crashes like 20 times a day. So honestly,
so much
I
better.
would say honestly 2 to 3 weeks. It really and that was with trial and error and working through because there's glitches with everything that you're gonna use. But 2 to 3 weeks, I would say I was full on in Google and not even trying to use anything else. I even use Google Slides now for presentations. I do have to cheat and download them and present them in PowerPoint because that works way better when you're presenting them. But for editing, I've actually found it easier in Google Slides.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really like being enmeshed in something. Like if I'm going to learn Spanish, I'm not always just going to use my Google device or something. But it'd be better if you're down in Mexico and put yourself down there for 2 months. You're going to learn a lot of Spanish that way, So total immersion is really
immersive
cool.
experience.
Immersion is the key.
Yes.
Bienvenido a Mexico, Senor Jeff. It is my understanding that you want to learn Espanol. Yes. This is good. We have 3 courses. Yes. It's the 6 months course, and we have a 4 months course, and we have a 2-hour course. Oh, you want the 2-hour course. Yes, this is good. Okay. So all that is required is you have to wear running shoes, and we chase you around the veranda until you learn to say, help me, please, help me, please. Okay.
And folks, I'm a day away or two from, by the time this comes out, I'll have my iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Ooh, you can tell us all about people detection.
I know. And all sorts of other stuff.
If you can find any people to detect.
Well, let me bring you the news alert. I did receive my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it's quite nice. It's a little boxy. It's like a Volvo. It's flat on each side, and then the edges are really squared off. Rounded corners, but the edges are really squared off. So when you have it, it seems to be the same weight as my previous iPhone XS Max. Same weight. The power button seems to be down just maybe 1/8 of an inch lower, and same with the volume buttons on the other side. They seem to be positioned just a little bit lower, but it really has great sound and I really like it. As for the people detection, we go into Magnifier and there's a button on there that says turn on people detection. So once you do that, then you're in a different mode and you find a person, lucky if you can find a person, and it'll start beeping and you can set it up in settings. You can set it up to have haptic sound and everything like that going off depending on what you prefer. Now there's a few ways you can actually access Magnifier. I went onto my home screen and swiped to the app library, which is on the last page. It was under utilities and I set it to edit mode and then moved it to one of my front pages there just to try for the demo. Now you can also put it in your control center or you can actually put it in as one of your accessibility options for the triple click, as most of us use for VoiceOver. But then that causes you to click it and then you have to choose between the one or the other. But if you're not going to use it that much, that gets cumbersome. Cumbersome, the word of the day. And courtesy of Angie, here's the Magnifier people detection feature in action.
Magnifier. People detection button. Actions available. People detection on. 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm curious if either one of you used the back tap feature.
Yep.
If you found it to be helpful.
I haven't set it up yet. I explored it and was like, cool, look at all this cool stuff. I totally spaced it until you just mentioned it again, because there was a ton of stuff in there.
It is awesome.
You could do, and you could do like custom shortcuts could be assigned to backtap too.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
And that's what I did. I sat there one night and I thought, oh, it does this and that. So I found 2 things that I really could use it for that I get tired of drilling down, 3 levels deep to access. So I set it up. But boy, lo and behold, every time I set it down, I've got to be really careful. I don't go on the counter or it just starts firing apps and processes.
See, that was happening a lot in the beta cycle, and then they kind of backed off on it. It wasn't quite so sensitive, but I feel like now it's back to being a little too sensitive again. So when you put your phone down, yeah.
Yeah, I just set it on the counter. Like,
it interprets it as a double tap.
Wait.
That's not what I meant.
It's triple tapping. Yeah.
I got mine double tap set up for the control center, and then I have my calendar set up for the triple tap. And when I set it down, all of a sudden my calendar pops up if I set it, because typically you set it down in one corner and go,
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
I should have it set up so it does something like, you stupid, what'd you do that for? Ouch. Gentle.
That hurts. Don't drop me. Don't drop me on the counter or the floor or the desk.
Yeah, you don't even have to set it down very hard. Just, or if you're nervous and you have it in your hand and you start... and you tap on it, it's like, oh crap, I didn't mean to open that app. It just once in a while, it will, if you're standing there doing braille screen input or whatever, and you just tap on the side, you just gotta kind of be careful how you...
Oh wow, I never thought about that.
Set it down, because my thumbs are on the back, and so sometimes I'm just, and I'm...
And in Minnesota, when you shiver... So, Serina, I have a question for you. i12 Pro person over there. Did you get a Mag charger yet? Or what are you using?
I didn't. I decided to wait for third-party people to start releasing them, honestly, because I want something similar to the ridiculously priced, I don't even know what they call it, but the one that'll charge your AirPods and your phone at the same time. Yeah, and it's going to be like $130.
Yeah. The dual charger. Yeah, I want that too.
The one that they say is all cheesy with the funky hand. They say it's chintzy though. They keep saying it has like a rubber material that covers the hinge, but that it's really flimsy and it's not up to Apple's caliber. So, you don't know till you hold it in your hand, but they say it's
I really wanted this thing too. That's going to annoy me. Oh,
it'd be more like a $69 charger than a $129 charger. So
what I want to see is a longer cable.
Serina, are you using your phone bare? No case?
No, I have a case on it. I bought a clear case on Amazon.
Yeah, we have the same case.
Yeah, it's pretty, it's clear. I can't, with these new phones, with the way the cameras stick out ever since the iPhone 6 or whatever, I just find it annoying to not have a case, because I don't like the imbalance.
It's all wobbly.
It wobbles, right? You set it down and it wobbles. Yeah, that's irritating.
Wow. So, Angie, how about you? You got the Mag.
I have the MagSafe.
That's a beautiful sound.
MagSafe. I like it. I just wish the cable itself was longer. I should have taken a page out of Serina's book and waited, because I like it. I just wish it was a little bit longer, different cable lengths. That's going to be good.
Well, can you get an extension for the cable?
It's USB-C, so no.
They don't make USB-C 6-foot extensions?
Do they?
Yeah.
It would probably impact the fast charger, though.
I think it would mess with the charging, though, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I think it would degrade it, because every time you add an extension to something, it takes a little bit out of it.
It just sucks the electricity from the wall. Just a longer straw.
Yeah.
I mean, a light isn't dimmer if you put an extension cord between the wall and the lamp.
Yeah, no, it's not degrading your signal like it is if you're trying to send a signal down a, like, say, speaker wire or something.
I mean, if you got 100-foot cable, yeah, that's different. But
yeah, it's only going another 6 feet or something. So
it's only $29.
I must check this out.
Take a chance.
Yeah, it won't degrade your charging them.
Apple Store.
There's a Mophie pad that charges 4 devices at once. I'm thinking maybe that's the way to go, is to just go third party and get some other.
I have the Mophie guy that charges it has the Qi thing for the phone, and it has the thing for the AirPods, and it has a place for your watch. That's on my night table.
Oh. I
love the crap out of that. Oh. And I like it because it puts your watch up at like a 45-degree angle, so it makes it just easier to grab it or to check the time really fast.
I was gonna say, what, to see it? Does it make it easier?
Yeah, to see it. I gotta roll over and look at my nightstand mode.
iPhone charger cures blindness.
Will it make it easier for me to see it?
Does, yeah.
Cool.
That's a Mophie?
It's a Mophie,
What does something like that
I
run?
want that.
I think it's called the 3-in-1 charger.
How much was it? Cost about
60 something.
See, that's worth it.
Yeah.
I can do it.
It's glass. The one at the Apple Store is glass. It's a glass surface
Nice.
for the phone, and then the area where your AirPods go, that's rubber. It's right beside it, and then right behind that, or back from that, is where your watch lives.
Just one pair of AirPods at a time, though, right? Just
Yeah.
one. There's not room.
Now
for
that I have the
both.
MagSafe for the 12 Pro, I use it to charge all my wireless earphones.
It'd be great just to have a charging pad that just holds the wireless earphones, right? This is where the headphones go.
For all your earphones. Yeah, that's what it is. The AirPods, I have some Anchors that are wireless chargeable. Even my Galaxy Buds. Don't tell anybody. Samsung things. But yeah, those all just live on there and charge.
Cool.
It's awesome.
I was looking at the cases and I decided to hold out a little bit because at first they were only offering, or they were suggesting, only the dark blue leather case. And now you see they got a couple more colors out there, and I think it's going to grow. So I'm just going to wait just a little bit on that.
Serena, what color is the Pro? Like, what color is...
It's like a
what
really
color
deep
is specific blue? Exactly. Can you
It's
describe
pretty
that?
dark. Yeah, I would.
Okay. Case colors are going to be kind of a thing, matching it.
Yeah, you've got to be careful with what you put on it. And honestly, Jeff, I've never paid full price for a case from Apple because they're just so overpriced. I just get them on. I would go on Amazon, like the case that
Me either.
They are.
the case that I got
Get
for
them
my
on
phone was like
eBay or
$12,
Amazon.
and it's a
You
good
can get
quality
them for
case.
half the price.
Yep, I always get my watch
Same thing
bands
is
on
true of, like,
Amazon.
watch
I don't care if
bands.
they
Same thing.
End up, I mean,
You know, just-
they're $10. I'll just replace them if they like. I'm not going to pay $79 so I can have a bracelet for my Apple Watch when I can get it for $20 on Amazon. So the one that I have has a soft inside. It's really soft where the actual phone sits, and then it's a hard but still like durable plastic on the outside. It feels really nice. Like, it doesn't feel cheap or anything.
Nice.
Pacific blue. I never saw that in the Crayola boxes.
Well, it's not robin's egg blue, if that's what
Yeah.
you're thinking.
Well, it just said blue, right? So how would you know?
But when
It
you're
just
shopping
said
for all this
blue.
stuff, it's really nice to be able to have accessibility with it. And
It's nice to know what matches, right? It's nice
Yeah,
to
totally.
know what matches.
And colors
it,
are so subjective. Like,
yeah.
and because I honestly wasn't sure what color. I figured it would be a deeper blue, so it's good to know that I was at least in the ballpark about that. But again, it comes down to finding a case that's gonna match it. You know, it's not like a space gray or what is it, graphite phone that you can just stick any case on and it'll look good.
In any
Because
case.
they have a plum one that I'd love. I think the purple and black, like the dark purple with the
black
darker
case.
phone, looks really good together. Yeah.
So what
that's
about the
nice.
leather wallets? Do we know what colors they're going to come in? And that weird, odd, funky sleeve thing
I saw black.
with the cutout for the time. I think it's a MagSafe charging thing that you slip your phone into. And
Is it a folio style thing or is it just a sleeve?
it's a sleeve. But
3 cards.
I think, yeah. Oh, the wallet, you mean?
3 cards. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that snaps
wallet has
onto
3
the
cards.
back.
1 titanium, but 3 regular cards.
I see.
That's right.
Room for
Yes.
that one.
Yes.
You don't need that titanium, though. You have your phone. You don't need it.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my gosh. Do we know what colors the wallet cases are? 'Cause I know the sleeve is black, but I think
Saddle brown. I don't remember now. There's
All I saw was a black one.
there is.
More and more are coming out, though.
for the leather sleeve, the charging sleeve, but the wallet snaps on with magnets. And so that's a whole different accessory. It snaps onto the back.
A lot of guys are complaining about the cases when you use the MagSafe charger. Supposedly there's people are getting like rings on the back of their. I'm like, well, it's magnets, guys. It's going to eventually
'Cause it's leather.
give you an outline.
Because it's leather. They see the outline.
Yeah.
But it'll
And
get,
it's a strong
it'll
magnet.
get a patina anyway. You know, you'll get that as it ages. So
But they're complaining about there being like a ring or just an imperfection on the back of their case. I'm like, well, then don't use MagSafe. I don't know. This is
Is it kind of like when you fall
What do you
asleep on the
want?
couch and you get those lines on your face from the seam or something like that? Yeah. These troubles and pains that we all go through.
right.
We were going to talk about accessible shopping. And the thing is, when you, like you guys are talking all the way through this, is if you could just grab it, if you could just hold it and stuff like that. And that's what I didn't do a lot of shopping online or anything before. And now that we got these phones and all this stuff and we're buying them blind, I mean, we don't get the chance to, I like feeling the keyboard or seeing what the keyboards feel like. And yeah, just like everybody else does. But with accessible shopping, I didn't think I'd ever buy a Stitch Fix. And by the way, my last Stitch Fix, Serena, it was awesome. I was going to send it back before I even opened it, and I opened it up, and every piece just was me.
You kept it all.
Oh, I look good in autumn.
Stitch Fix. Oh,
I have one on the way right now.
I love Stitch Fix.
My daughter tells me, Dad, I didn't know you were Autumn. Autumn, the season, not the name. But
That's funny.
Yeah. But anyways, it sold me, so I was really excited about that. And then she did one, so I got $25 credit, Serena.
I did get credit from another fellow blind person that I referred. He actually ended up not caring for the clothes because Stitch Fix it's one thing about Stitch Fix is I will tell you the clothes are more expensive than probably what some people are used to paying, but I think the quality is significantly better when you look at what they're sending.
Well, yeah, totally. And you'd rather pay more up front and have quality stuff than have to buy cheap things over and over and over again. So
I have to confess here, I hate when you button up a shirt and the flap folds over, and so you have to iron it,
Oh, the collar
constantly.
stands up.
Or the collar, or across the front when you're buttoning it down, button-up shirt, when you button it and it kind of like folds over. I hate that. None of these shirts do that. The collars are all
they stay where you put
straight
them.
up. They stay where
Nice.
And, like if you're wearing something that's like nice fit and tight, if you ever notice, like if the seams aren't sewn together with the same type of tension and stuff, one side will have a wrinkle in it or like a buckle, just a little bit.
Yeah,
just
a little imperfection. It's just a little flaw.
It's like, I mean, now I got to remember to turn a little bit for the photos. You know what I mean? It's like, I ain't having that show up, It's like, no, but it's really cool. This stuff it comes, you put it on. I got this vest. I don't wear vests, but it's winter and it has like a sheepskin inside, and it was the most expensive part of it, And I put it on and I said, wow, why haven't I worn vests before? I was like,
I must try this.
Like
this sounds really interesting.
Oh, Stitch Fix is awesome. And if you get a good stylist, it's fabulous.
Sounds like fun.
Great for a blind.
My niece was cutting my hair, and I walked in, and she goes, oh, I like your vest.
Ooh.
And so I hung it up, and then I was getting my hair cut, and I was taking off the gown they put on you, while they cut your hair. And she goes, oh, wow, nice sweater. So it's like Stitch Fix scored twice, It was like, I mean, and this is the guys out there that are listening. You might think you won't want to do this, but if you hate shopping and all that stuff, Stitch Fix, after about 2 or 3 times, they start to narrow it in on your fit, who you are, what you like, what you're buying, what you're not, and it starts to work. And pretty soon it's like, whoa, I like this. Even though we're locked down and probably going into some more of this social distancing, you can still look good and feel good. I like feeling good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's why I like it.
And the thing about shopping too in this time is that a lot of places will extend the amount of time that you can keep an item. So a lot of things, for example, I just made some purchases on Amazon and they say I have until the end of January, where typically I might only have had 30 days. So sometimes with these sites especially, you have the ability to really buy something and take some time to decide if you don't like it and send it back without any real obligation to purchase it. And I really appreciate that because, like you said, we don't have the option to go into the stores and pick things up and try things on and test things out before we buy.
It's always fun to do the sneak peek. Serena turned me on to that. You can go into your app. As soon as you get a notice that it's shipped, you can go in there and it'll show you all the stuff that you got.
Oh, that is so cool. I want to try this.
Oh, it's awesome.
This sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's neat. And like Jeff said, it's not a girly thing. It really applies to everybody. I mean, if you need clothes, even for whether it's for an event or you just want to change it up and find some different clothing, once they get a sense of your style and what kinds of things you like to keep, they start finding just stuff that works.
And it's a good incentive to stay in shape because you've invested so much in your clothes and you may have one on the way that you want to make sure that same size fits.
That it continues to fit, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
So what do you got coming, Serena? Did you find out yet?
I looked. I got a promotion. I started it like last week. So I put in the box, I literally, you put a note in saying like, hey, I'm kind of interested in this. So what I wrote in there was, I just got a promotion and I need things that will keep me looking professional but comfortable on my video calls. And then I wrote, do your magic, and put a smiley face.
Oh,
so I have 4.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I have 4 shirts
awesome.
coming in a blazer. And it's sometimes like, since you
Fabulous.
can't see them, it doesn't tell you the colors or anything. So you're like, I don't like, the descriptions sometimes don't do things justice. Like some of my favorite shirts, literally the description just said crew neck pullover. Like they need to work on the descriptions for sure, but I'm excited to see what actually everything is when it comes in person and go through the box.
Yeah, I wasn't a sweater person, but these things are this real thin type sweater material, you know? You throw a vest on top of it, and you just want to go out and like, it is exciting.
Him in the club again. It's that club again.
The club. It's the club. Yeah.
They also do it for kids, and Trey loves getting a stitch. I've ordered him 2, and if he's still in in-person school, but I've already decided, but I haven't told him yet. But if he has to do a homeschool again, then I'll get him another box. So he has some comfier stuff to wear. They send them like 10 items in the kid one.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, the kid box.
And they're really good quality things. Like they send like Hurley, what other brands? Like it's name brand stuff that they're sending. And it's unique stuff. Like his favorite item that I think he's ever gotten are these cute sweatpants, but they have on the knees where it's like a little cutout almost, but there's still a layer underneath it. And as you walk, it looks like these monsters are like chomping. They're the cutest.
Awesome.
They're so
That's
cute.
adorable.
Yeah. Very unique thing.
How old is he?
He's 7.
Oh, that is so cool.
That's perfect.
Awesome. What a fun age.
I love, and with if you keep everything with the 25% off discount for 10 items, it's probably about what I would have paid for if I went to Target with him.
What?
So because like he got 10 items last time. There were multiple pairs of pants, some really nice jeans and pullovers and stuff, and I think it was like $120 for everything. It wasn't
not
horrible.
bad. That's nice.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just full disclosure here. Mine typically come in at about $135 for 5 items or something like that. My last one was
Mine are
$206.
more than that. You're lucky because you're a boy,
Well,
I guess. Mine
I was
are
gonna
more
say,
like
it's 'cause he's a
two.
guy.
This is my first autumn
That's
one,
'cause
though.
he's a
This is my first
guy.
autumn one.
5
Came in
items.
at, I think it was $215, but there was the vest was $100, $106 or something like
Yeah,
that.
sometimes they're a little bit more. Like if you have a really nice piece, sometimes like my husband got a Stitch Fix and one of the shirts that he got was like $88, and we thought it was like this nice sweater, and it turns out it was like a polo. We're like, no, we're sending that back. Like, so you just have to pay attention because some of the stuff you're like, that's not worth $88. Mine usually come in $180 to $250, just depending on what's in it. Like the blazer, for example, is a little bit more pricey because blazers are just more expensive than a regular shirt. But then most of the shirts for women, and maybe it's like this for you too, Jeff, are right around that $30 to $40 mark. Every once in a while you'll get one that's like $70, but it's something really unique usually when it's in that price range.
Yeah, I haven't sent anything back for the last 3. So I'm really good for, I don't know, I think I'll get one more right around the turn of the year. And I think I'm good for a while, and we'll see how it goes. But the way they've been knocking it out of the park, once they dial you in real good, they got me hooked. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm not really, but I am kind of. It's kind of neat.
I'm going to hit them up for workout attire.
Yeah, they
This is
do
awesome.
loungewear and workout stuff.
Yep.
You should check it out. It's pretty accessible. I think
Totally.
It's a lot of fun.
And you can get the performance line as well if you put in like athletic build or something like that. And I like that you can leave the notes like you did. You asked for the blazer in a sense. Professional look, casual. I said, hey, it's cold in Minnesota. My next one, let's go towards winter here. So everything that I got was, except for one, was long sleeve and stuff. So they are adjusting to the climate, which is good here.
Nice. That is cool.
Target, I just noticed that Target has Black Friday already started. Weekly sales, as they lead up to Black Friday. Does anybody use the Target app?
I love the Target app. It's the most accessible
Isn't
app.
it?
It's more
very, very
accessible
nice.
than Amazon. I'm fighting with Amazon right now. Like we'll get to that anyway. But the Target app is amazing. You can navigate by headings. You can, the only thing I don't like is it takes forever to find the button to like ship it or deliver it. Like that's in a weird place towards the bottom of the screens. But other than that, I've never had any other problems with that app.
Same. It's a good app.
Yeah, a friend of mine works at Target, and she works on the app department there.
Oh, cool.
So I'm glad that the headings are working. I like it. I like Target. Well, Target's based in Minnesota, based out of Minnesota, I guess, but it's nationwide.
So you're not biased at all there, Jeff.
I grew up with it. It's always
Target
been
bias.
here.
It's always been there.
I remember when Walmart walked into town, it was like, I like Target. Shipped is an app that I use. I believe Target owns them somehow, and they have Target listed on theirs, plus Hy-Vee is on there and a few others. I saw Bed Bath & Beyond, Office Max, Office Depot. Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more.
They're on Instacart too now. I found out here, I just opened up Instacart the other week, and all of a sudden there are like 15 new businesses there, and it's all this
I like that you can do Costco from there. That is so freaking cool. I love it.
Costco, Sam's Club.
Yeah.
But it's all those same businesses that you just mentioned.
And that's nice because it's convenience. I don't think this stuff is going to go away. Even when the world changes into what it's going to morph into eventually, I think this is going to be with us.
It's here to stay.
I was at the club today, and Amazon has installed this locker thing in the main lobby where you walk in. And I asked the guy what that was. I couldn't make it out and stuff. It looked like an old post office. He says, well, if people can't have their stuff delivered to their apartments and stuff, they can have it delivered here. So they got these boxes that you can actually punch something in, do your order, and that would be the address for it.
Delivered to your locker.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I always get that a lot. They'll say, do you want to have it delivered to your house or to a nearby Amazon locker? So I must have one within 500 feet of me or something, because they always try to get me to use it.
I think that's really cool. Like when they talk about these drones delivering or these other devices that are delivering, like a truck pulls up and little things scatter out and deliver things. I don't know what it is, but now that they're going to have these lockers out and about, that's easily negotiable, I guess, more so than, where's your front door?
It beats people trying to find your building and then you get it losing your stuff or
It's too bad they can't hone it on those Ring video doorbells and come right to you. those
burning
those
ring
hot-
of fires.
Those
burning
hot
ring of fire.
ring of fires. Don't put the
Yes.
wrong screws in the doorbell, or you'll find.
Make sure you put it together the right way or you're going to be in some hot water.
You'd think with all this infrastructure, it'd be easier for them to just home in on you and be able to come right to your location.
Ecosystem, the Amazon sphere.
Right.
The other thing is, if you do end up at the stores, you got IRA. I mean, at Target, it's free. You can just fire it up and shop that way. I think it's really fun to be at the stores, but, times are changing, and I don't want to jeopardize sending my son or something in, So it's just easy. I've been using Shipped and Instacart. It's kind of cool. I'm getting better at it, but every once in a while you get something that is like, wait a second, like my stevia.
Oh,
It comes in packets. I ordered this before,
what is this?
I gotta scoop it, man. It's like,
Came in a
oh
container.
man, yeah. It's not that bad though. It's not that bad, but they replace this other thing, and he says, well, we don't have the large size. Should I get you the small size? I says, yeah, just throw the small size. That's fine. So, you get this feedback. It's nice. You get to talk to your shopper while you're going about it. That's what the Shipped app.
That's convenient.
Well, to replace it, he counted the ounces and bought 3 of the small ones. So it's
Oh
like,
my god!
Oh, that's wow.
okay, you got it. Or like when you're ordering bananas, don't just say, yeah, I want a bunch of bananas. So 1. No, that's 1 banana.
1 banana, not 1 pound.
I want
Yeah.
8 bananas. But now you can just
Yeah.
flick up and add to your cart. Flick, 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 flick. Boom. You got it, But always, just a recommendation for anybody. Once you get your order, go through each item and wait to the end. It'll say 1 in cart. Because I found out this one, I had like 4 in the cart. And I said, oh, wow, what did I do? Jitter a little bit or something? So I had to, but then you flick down and you start removing them, It's like, But if you go over $35, your delivery's free.
Unless you have the Instacart Express set up.
I'm not minding this stuff. Like I said, I didn't ever think I would be shopping for clothes or anything online or something, but times have changed. I think the stores are all responding well to it, and especially their return policy. Amazon, you can't beat Amazon's return policy. I don't care. Amazon, Serena, you had a beef with them?
I don't know what they did to their latest update, but like it used to be you would type in what you're looking for and then navigate by heading and just hear
you can't
the
do
things.
that.
Something's wrong with it now. It just keeps reading you the same title over and over again, and there's still headings, and I don't know. I'm so frustrated with it.
You have to move the focus down the screen, and if you touch it about 2/3 of the way down the screen, then you can go by heading, by image, and then you can swipe once to the right to hear the title of each item, but they broke the nice, easy
It gets stuck on a
navigation.
graphic or something.
It's frustrating.
It's
It
so
is.
cumbersome.
There's that
That's
word
there's
again.
there it is again.
It is cumbersome.
Because it's just so frustrating.
I only use it on my phone, Amazon. I never use it on the
I don't
computer.
either.
It's very, very accessible on the computer. You can navigate a lot by heading and form fields and things like that. Like
On the PC.
yeah, well, generally it'd work fine on the Mac too, because you can do headings and stuff on the Mac.
And it works on the phone too. It's just frustrating because they break it. So just when you get used to navigating a certain way, they change the
I
elements.
honestly wasn't sure if that was an iOS 14 thing or an Amazon app thing. I think it's kind of a
Amazon.
combination.
They broke it
It's the app.
a while ago, and the headings were broken first, and now it doesn't always scroll past a certain screen. So you'll find, why am I starting at the top again? I already read through these items, because instead of scrolling,
It jumps.
it's a voiceover issue on top of an Amazon issue. It's just not pretty.
I got a notification today. Actually, I was upgrading my app. If anyone ever had Google Photos where, it stores them all up there, it does some really neat things with some of them. Like every once in a while, it'll say, here's a memory, and it'll play a full video of a collection of photos that you have. They just changed their policy. Instead of unlimited high quality photos, no more starting June 1st, 2021. That'll go against your Google account. So it's not going to be free.
Ouch. Ouch.
You're not too worried about all your photographs, huh?
Ouch. A lot of people use that. There's lots of unhappy people.
So Angie told me that Google has a lot of availability. Like when you get Google Drive, you get 15 gigabytes of free storage. If you want to update that, you got to go to Google One. And there you can pay, and I saw this, for $299.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get 30
Yeah.
terabytes.
That's a hell of a storage plan, isn't it? Divide that among like 50 people. It would have to be
Because you get a family plan there, yeah. And they all get
30
private.
terabytes?
30
terabytes.
terabytes. $299.
crazy.
That's not that much, though, really. I mean,
This is the company
I
plan.
got 8 terabytes here. That's not that much storage. Like, for that amount of money, I would think, you'd get a petabyte or something. It sounds like a lot, but if you're talking about a company, that's not really.
Once you start breaking down the numbers, it really isn't that much.
Well, $99.99. For $100, you can get 10 terabytes. A month, though. A month.
It's a month. Yeah.
Wow.
It's still cheaper than the Apple plans, though, when you look at
for
it in
sure.
total.
Yeah.
It totally is.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
most people aren't going to need that 10 terabyte plan.
No.
Like, they'd probably get like I think I saw one that was like 100 gigs or something, and it wasn't very expensive at all.
For $10 a month, you can get 2 terabytes.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
So you're talking right around $100, 2 terabytes.
I think Apple should get off the 5 gig plan. Give us more storage starting out because more people are getting more devices and apps are getting bigger, backups are getting
They
bigger.
want you to pay.
5 gig, it doesn't do anything.
They want you
Really?
to pay.
What it is for people to back up so they can go into the store, back up their phone, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But that's why I think that the Apple One plan, where you get 2 terabytes mixed into there, is it a Dropbox killer? I don't know.
I think you sold me on it, actually. I was kind of ambivalent when I first heard it. And I've been thinking of it on all week. Boy, I really think I would like to have that. I would like more iCloud storage, and I find that I don't use Dropbox as much because everyone in my sphere is, except for people at work. And, again, we use Google and Microsoft, so I don't need it. I think you convinced me to do it.
Well, I tell you what, Dropbox has worked so well for so long that it's a no-brainer
Yeah.
for me. I deal with a lot of files and everything like that, but it's going to be tough for me to wean myself off of it and go over and start checking out the files and sharing the files.
You can do it. It's pretty easy to share folders and files between people.
But none of us have done it to each other yet.
No,
You know
we
what I
gotta
mean?
we gotta try do a test run before we switch. See how that works.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I think if you're gonna share, you have to make sure that everybody has editing permissions and such. So there's that piece of it as well. But
Yeah.
I've done it with a friend of mine. Works
Oh,
out pretty well.
you got someone has a friend.
I've got a friend.
You mentioned something earlier. You're under new suggestions of staying home now, right?
And then Sean and I
Recommended?
tested you. Yeah. We are. It's indicated that unless you have to go out, don't for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Are they rolling you guys back too over in Vegas?
Yes.
Yeah, us too.
Yep.
In fact, our Apple store shuts down at noon on Friday. That's why we're running to get these phones so that we can get them up and have the templates made.
Yeah, well, I may not be doing the Apple Store thing next Friday after all then, if that's how it's going.
Well, that's here in California. I don't know how it is.
It might.
But I
I'm
think
basically
it's
saying that if you don't have to go
everywhere.
out, don't.
Yeah.
If your job, will let you stay home, do it. So it's not quite mandatory.
In Minneapolis area here in Minnesota, I should say, bars you close at 10, can't have more than 10 people per group or in your home for like gatherings.
How are they going to know?
I don't know how they can police that, but I understand why they're doing something. You got to bring awareness for people to protect other people.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard, especially with holidays
Yeah.
coming. Some people are really vigilant, and then other people just feel differently about it. It's a tough call,
It's really tough for our family. My mom's at the point in her life where we don't know how
Yeah.
long
You want to spend
it's
those
gonna
times
be, and
together. Yeah.
You can't. You can in a sense, but not really. But I'm one speck of sand in this giant desert of people going through this whole thing, So it's like
My mom wanted me to come to Florida for Christmas this year because I haven't seen her in forever, and it's like I don't know. I want to go. I hope we're able to do it, but it all depends on this stuff.
I was talking to Lori today, and she was mentioning she had a guide dog interview
Ooh,
today.
congratulations.
From Guide Dogs to the Blind.
Oh.
Well, she's just setting up
Getting
for,
ready.
They say there's like a 2-year wait, maybe, yeah. And they said that dogs are not allowed to fly right now.
I was accepted to the Seeing Eye in April,
I didn't know
and I'm
that.
still waiting. So that's where that is. No word.
The dogs can't fly, or the people can't fly.
How could they
The dogs, well, I
it's probably pets that can't. Like they couldn't.
Right.
There's no way they could prevent somebody from taking their
no,
service animal.
all dogs. Guide Dogs for the Blind said all dogs
What?
right
That
now.
is
Are you
crazy.
sure
I would
about
be
that?
so mad.
Yeah.
That's an ADA thing.
Fidelco's still placing dogs, and I only know that.
They may be placing, but are they placing them locally?
Well, they place dogs all over the country, so they're placing
But they
them
might be
locally, but
driving
they're
them.
placing them.
I don't know. Maybe they're in cargo. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, no, they're not in cargo. They wouldn't do that. But I would love to know. That's interesting. If none of them are flying,
Yeah, I know a lot of schools are doing the local training right now. They're just training people who are able
they're
to
coming
either
out to
drive
their
there.
environment, to their homes, and doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way they don't do any.
There's no
this
way
is
you
all
can fly there
domiciliary. Yeah. Yeah, they don't have a residence, so they go to the students' areas anyway.
Seeing Eye is like,
So they weren't.
would
really
you be willing
shut
to
down.
quarantine for 2 weeks? I'm like, hell no. on my own dime in New Jersey for 2 weeks. No. I don't know anyone there, first of all. And no, it's just expensive for me. I don't think so. I'll wait.
Wow.
I don't mind waiting.
Yeah, from what I understood, I asked Lori, and she said no, dogs aren't
Wow.
allowed right now. Right now,
Interesting.
they're not. I'm surprised we haven't had a flare up of.
I am too. I was just thinking that same exact thing. You'd think there would be outrage emanating from all corners of the universe that service dogs can't fly at this time, and I haven't heard any of that outrage coming from those corners. So it's interesting.
Usually they're
Surprise.
sitting around with dust all over them, and they hear something like this, they shake off the dust and come out and react and flare up. And
Right.
Here come the militants.
they put the Victrola on pause and start screaming.
I don't know, but I'm loving these cashless places where you place your order through the app and walk up and pick it up. It's just there's so many places like that now that are going that way. The kind of this what I call the Starbucks model. First time I saw that was our local Starbucks. But there's so many places here now that are going to the takeout model, and I really love it. It's just I guess I don't like what COVID has done to so many people, but there are things about the COVID process. I don't like having to be separated from our loved ones and our families, but there are elements of this that are really nice. I mean,
They're super convenient.
I can walk in and pick up my stuff and there's nobody in. I mean, I feel like I feel bad for the business owners, because it's got to be toughest on them. But as a shopper or a merchant, when I do find
It's
that I
nice to just
go,
have that individual, like, hey, I can
there
actually
are
look
fewer
around.
people out on
yeah,
the streets,
yeah.
so I find it a little easier to just, especially when I can put my order into the app and it says go ahead and tap to pay, and I do that, and I walk into the place and they know who I am, and I love that. I love the convenience. You know,
and that's at Starbucks?
Oh, it's all over. A lot of places are doing it now here, but Starbucks was just the first one. A lot of the local Starbucks are doing it, but a lot of the takeout restaurants or places that have gone, you know, primarily to carry out only, that don't have a lot of seating, have just gone to order and pay through the app.
Well, Ira just started that deal with Starbucks in certain cities across the United States. Minneapolis is one of them, where you get free time there, and now they have even a bonus right now that you get 15 minutes. If you use it, you get 15 minutes to use elsewhere too. So I believe it's in Washington, D.C., Seattle, Los Angeles, Boston, Baltimore, Minneapolis, and maybe some more. I think you can check the app to see what other places are. They're just testing it till January 21st. So if you get a chance, give it a shot. You get free time while you're there, plus you get bonus time to use elsewhere.
Cool.
I hope that becomes a thing.
Well, yeah, it's in the worst of times to try this stuff because a lot of people aren't really getting out.
But you know, in some ways, it's the best of times, because if we have to go out, it's the perfect time for us all to want something to aid with physical distancing, you know? So in some ways, I think, you know, it's unfortunate, but again, if you want to look at it as a silver lining, this pandemic has really been kind of a boon for Ira, right? In a really twisted sort of way. It's hugely advantageous for people to have a little bit of visual assistance when they want to keep their distance.
Well, maybe it is. I remember, like, when we talked to Troy earlier this year, he was talking, he took over and all of a sudden, boom, it happened, you know, and how were they going to respond to it? People were going inside, they weren't getting out and everything like that. But now I think they're being creative and finding ways to get out there. And if you are going to get out there, be safe and use the technology that you may need to use to be distanced and all that stuff. That's why we podcast from states away from each other.
Yeah.
Right. We're so socially distanced.
Making sure everyone is safe and your podcast is safe. And
we pretty much got the country covered.
I'm over here and she's over there and he's over there and she's over there. Gosh.
Yeah. We didn't go too far east because that would spread the time. They'd be up really late, wouldn't they?
When I go to, I was thinking about that. If I go to Florida, I'm going to be in the Eastern time zone. I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to have to figure something out. Like,
you'll have to stay up late.
It'll be late.
It'll be a late one.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then it will be all time zones covered. That'd be awesome.
On the beach.
Yeah, I should do my.
Yeah, it depends on what time of year you might not want to be on the beach. And I've been to Florida in January, and I thought, oh, it'll be nice and warm. And I brought my short sleeves, and I thought I was gonna die.
No, it's cold.
God.
Oh, it's cold. Oh no! It's
out
freezing.
On the beach with a 3-foot MagSafe cord. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Where can I plug this in at? Oh heavens!
Serina, you got beaches there in Colorado, don't you?
If we do, I've never been to them. Like, I don't know, maybe beaches? The sand dunes. No, we really do have some. I've just never been to them. Not like beaches like you really think about it, though.
You know what I really loved? When I was in Colorado, it was really neat. You go skiing or something like that. You're up in the mountains, and it's brisk and cold and stuff. And you come down, and pretty soon you got most of your clothes off. You're skiing because it's so hot, you know. And by the time you get down to the chalet or to your hotel and stuff, it's like t-shirt weather, and you're out in a hot tub out in the middle of the, you know, with the mountains on the side. The whole temperature change out there is elevation. It's just really weird. It kind of makes me...
I love your state, Serina. I think it's awesome. I love nature things, so I'm like, yeah, that totally appeals to me all over the place.
Well, you got really Vegas. Exciting. What do you got? Desert? Wait. Then there's more desert. Yeah.
That's it.
And then,
well,
and then there's the desert on the other side.
Yes.
And more desert.
And sand.
And high desert.
And during the spring and summer, but mostly summer, it's like 120 degrees.
So I think it actually gets hotter where you are than it does where I am. I think actually if
when you walk outside, it feels like you're walking into an oven.
Oh God, Vegas.
Or a hair dryer. It's hot. It's freaking hot. It's really, really hot.
What's your temperature today, Raqi?
Here?
41? 41 you said?
No, in the morning. In the morning, it was 41. It warmed up. It got to be about 59 degrees for the high.
It's about the same here right now.
Like sitting here, I got my blanket. I'm freezing.
60s.
I'm so cold.
30s at night.
I'm such a wuss now.
I got thermal underwear.
Jeff's like, I don't want to...
Maybe that's what I need.
That is way too
Jeff's
much information,
Jeff.
About it.
I'm
wearing thermal underwear and I'm freezing. It's cold.
Oh no, it's true.
Oh no, I don't really have it, but I did put on the snow boots today, and I put on the hat and everything like that. And I got the Nanook hat, the big flaps that come down over the ears, the sheepskin and all that stuff. I'm out there.
How can you hear with that thing on? I cannot wear those. I wish I could. My ears get so cold, but I have to.
I'm
keep
just
my
shoveling
ears
in
on.
my driveway.
I gotta hear. I cannot
navigate.
It makes me all messed up.
Yeah.
I can't stand wearing a mask. Do you guys find that wearing masks messes with your hearing, like your echolocation? It throws me off really, really badly sometimes.
I've gotten used to them. Because I have some usable vision, and it used to throw me off. But
yeah, I have this.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I've gotten way used to them now.
There's like just enough masks sticking out in front of my ear. I don't know what it is. I never
I
realized
know exactly what
how
it is.
sensitive my hearing was until I started trying to navigate with a mask.
It's in front of your face.
It is.
It's about the mask that comes in front of your face, over your mouth and your nose. You cannot, for whatever reason, hear.
Yeah.
I can't hear the sidewalk that's out in front of my feet anymore.
It totally throws off my echolocation.
It's insane.
Yeah, no,
and
I'm bad.
determined to train my brain to deal with it because I'm not going to stop wearing a mask, but I find it, even the different material matters. I'm ready to write to Daniel Kish and say, help.
Yep.
What the hell's wrong with me, dude? How do I fix it?
It's hard.
It's weird.
It's different.
I know it sounds corny and crazy.
It's really messed up. And you wouldn't think that something so inconsequential would do that to you, but it really does. It throws you off.
I know it sounds nuts. I know it does. And different fabrics help make a difference, but it will throw out. It sounds crazy, but it's just enough of an orientation zapper.
I have to really focus on where I am and what I'm doing. I really it's a whole different situation when you're traveling and you're trying to hear what's around you and focus.
I know how crazy it sounds, but it's absolutely 100% true. The first month I started wearing one, I'm like walking off the left side of the sidewalk, walking off the right side. What am I doing?
You feel like you're drunk.
Oh my God, exactly. And I can't hear things like the grass line and the sidewalk. Crazy.
We should try a test someday. Maybe we should just put a clothespin over your nose and see if it's the nose that's causing
the mad
this. Or
scientist in me wants to know what is it, but it's
no,
it's disconcerting.
I thought it was my hearing at first. Yeah, I thought it was something to do with my ears, but whatever it is, it's supremely annoying and it really messes with me. And I'm like, God, I'm supposed to go get a guide dog and train like this. I'm gonna be like, they're gonna toss me out of my ass after like a day.
I don't know what it is. The face shields are even worse. They have these shields that you can try, and I thought, oh, that's gotta go. I can't hear anything.
Buzz Lightyear.
It's clear. So if you can see, I know how crazy this
be.
must sound. If you have a little bit of vision, this is probably not even an issue. But if you don't, it all of a sudden it's a barrier.
Now in Minnesota, it's an issue. I got a clear shield on my helmet for hockey. But if you put shaving cream on it, let it dry for 10 minutes and buff it off, it doesn't collect the fog when you're breathing inside, Otherwise it just fogs
I heard
up.
that before, yeah.
Yeah, so, first time I used it, it was like, hey, I'm blind.
You think?
But, if you do have some residual vision and you have less, you just notice it, just like you guys when you're doing the mask thing. I heard that and I never really understood it at all.
It's bizarre. I thought, it's no big deal. I got this. No, I don't.
No, and you just think you've gotten used to it. I think it all has to do with the sound reflecting off of things, like different points of your head and your face.
What's around you and
yeah. I can't wear hoods either, if that's any consolation. No. I can't use an umbrella.
I can't stand things over my ears. I can't stand anything blocking, being in front of my ear. Yeah, like an umbrella. I'd sooner get soaked than deal with that. It's so inconvenient.
So you guys won't take up the role of Mary Poppins anytime soon?
No.
Poppins?
Huh. Serina, when's your Stitch Fix arriving?
I'm not sure. I think it's supposed to be here by because when it's shipped, it was like, do the tracking, and I clicked it and it was like, label created, no information yet. So I don't know.
I hate that.
But I would guess here Friday or Saturday.
Have you ever gotten shoes from there?
They have sent me a pair of shoes. I didn't care for the ones they sent me. It was just like some basic canvas, like Bobs, I want to say is what they sent. Or either Bobs or Toms. It was Toms. I think they do Toms. But they were like $70 and they were just these like cream basic tannies. And I was like, nope, I don't need these. So I sent those back. But yeah, they have lots of different types of shoes. Their shoes are pricier from what I've noticed.
Okay.
The other thing they do is, say you like a shirt, they'll then send you a little notice and stuff, and you can go in and they'll show you 4 or 5 accessories, like some khakis or something that'll go with it, or a vest.
I love that.
There's the vest. So they'll kind of work with you and stuff. So if someone, had an endless budget, I guess, you could be that page 7, in the magazine if you want, But I like it. I want to thank you guys for being on the show. We didn't even give the phone number this time. That magic number.
You better give the magic number.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, want to give us any feedback, give us a call at 612-367-6093.
That's the number.
That's it. That's the number.
Call it up.
Call the number.
You know you want to. Call a number.
That's the number.
Call the number.
And then cue our funky music, right?
And for more podcasts with the Blind News Perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities, and give us a call at 612-367-6093. Leave us a message and let us know if we can put your voice on the next podcast. Drop us an email at info@blindabilities.com and download the free Blind Abilities app from the App Store and Google Play Store. That's 2 words, Blind Abilities. And from all of us here at Blind Abilities, through these challenging times, to you, your family, and friends, stay well, stay informed, and stay strong. I want to thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time, bye-bye.
When we share
what we see through each other's eyes,
we can then begin to bridge the gap
between the limited expectations and the realities
of blind abilities.
The realities of blind abilities.